gym fitness channel. All right. So today I'm going to be taking my pre-workout, my creatine, a little bit of a ritual before my training starts, and then we're going to get into training. I'm going to teach you guys how the proper way to train. All right, and we're going to be answering questions, all kinds of stuff, and the precious metals markets are going to open up later. Well, not for a couple hours yet. So, hey, what's up, Sky Dog Pigeon? We got to talk about investing too. Hello, everybody who decided to stop by. Yo, bro, he says. Jesus, waiting for this since Friday. Silver Purge. What's up? What's up? Well, I mean, the Fed kept interest rates the same. They didn't lower the interest rates. So that obviously is the main factor driving the precious metals prices. It comes down to money. Comes down to inflation. And leaving the interest rates the same means temporarily, possible less inflation. Okay. Plus, we're coming off of a pretty big dollar decline, a rapid dollar decline. And of course, it's going to bounce back the other way a little bit. But we had a mini bull run. Prices of silver and gold went crazy for a little while, and now they're just pulling back. They got too overvalued. Markets got too hyped up based on something that was supposed to happen, an attack on Iran or whatever. The markets always hype people up, and the insiders are going to take the opposite side of the trade. So I'm sure insiders knew exactly how high we were going. They knew we were not going to have another day of a bull run. And they knew that they needed to exit their shorts, possibly too. A lot of institutions have short positions, so they hammered it down. What comes next is the real question. But you guys got to realize that it's normal to have a correction. So here it is. They come. It's normal. It sucks, yeah, but. What I did was I lightened up on a lot of my leverage positions, such as options. Options is a leverage position, in a way, but you're not putting in a lot of money when you buy them. That's how I buy them. But options are a leverage position, so I reduced. I sold some of options on First Majestic, okay, and some other stuff, and I lightened up a little bit. I woke up the one day that silver was crashing. I woke up, my back was killing me. So I couldn't even get out of bed. This was like a few days ago. Couldn't even get out of bed. It was Friday or whatever. And it just started, I woke up I set my alarm for 9:20. So I could I was planning on lightening up some positions. So I set my alarm for 9:20. I woke up at 9:20, then I went back to bed. Then I woke up at 10:15, and I saw that silver and gold were crashing hard. So I panic sold my AGQ, the silver ETF, AGQ. I panic sold all of it. I was like, 20, let's sell 20 shares. Oh shit, it didn't go through. Let's sell another 20 shares. Oh shit, okay, sell all. So I sold it all, and I made a lot of money. And I did very, very well. But it's a shame that we have to go down, and we can't keep on making gains after gains after gains. So we're having a temporary pullback. I've already been hearing that demand is starting to surge right now. Demand for silver, now that silver's come down, is starting to surge. Because you got to think, these people, we know what silver can do. Now it's shown us, okay, silver can break out above 50. It can even break out above 100. Okay? Now that people know this, people are going to get a lot of confidence when they see a low silver price. Silver price, maybe it'll come down. Well, I believe that there may be some spillover selling, but we could also get a massive demand tonight when the market's open. But I'm a big believer that usually there's going to be spillover selling. But I don't know, guys, okay? But I think silver may sell off for another 2 or 3 days. So, trying to set myself up for disappointment, okay? So silver might be selling off a little bit. Nothing to worry about. Just be careful how much leverage you have, okay? You don't need to worry about your physical silver positions. If that's down, so what? I don't give a shit if your silver bullion went down, because that's going to come back, all right? The only thing that won't come back is if you are holding options that are about to expire and you're praying that silver is going to rocket ship again so you can get one last chance to sell. The only thing to be wary of is if you're holding options that expire soon. If you're holding physical silver, physical gold, you're totally good. You got nothing to worry about. And if the price goes down, just keep on buying more. But might not go down very long, okay? All of the bullish factors are still there. The only bad thing is that they didn't lower the rates, okay? They left the rates unchanged. Yes. And I've been calling for a crash anyways in the stock market, and it's going to drag down the precious metals with it when it happens, guys. It's going to be hard to hold on to silver. It's going to be hard. It's easy for me to hold on to my physical silver. I'm not worried about it. But some people are going to like try to sell, panic sell. I panic sold my silver ETF, but that's life, you know. It's better to panic sell when you're in the green, okay, than to panic sell after you've already lost a ton of money. If you're panic selling and you're making money, it's never wrong to take a profit. Even though I panicked that day and I sold, it was, at least short term, the right thing. But who knows, guys? Okay, we're going to have to wait and see what happens with silver tonight. But even whatever happens tonight, that may not even be an indicator of what's going to happen in the next 3 months. So it doesn't. Whatever happens tonight doesn't even really matter. It's just fun to watch it. It's going to go crazy, okay? It's going to go up. It's going to go down. Bottom line is you got to have your physical silver, because when it does rip to frickin' $200, $300, $400, $500 an ounce, you're going to want to have your silver, okay? And yeah, it's hard. It was, a lot of people were not able to sell silver at like 120 an ounce or whatever, 115 an ounce. That's because these dealers have to calculate that the price may come down. So they can't, a coin dealership or a refinery, they do not want to become over leveraged and take on too much product and then have the price drop, because they know it's a 50-50. The price could very easily drop. All right. So these dealers are smart. They're not going to be buying silver for top dollar. Not after a massive run like that, okay? So this is good. The sell-off is good. It's not good for your options that expire, and it's not good for your leveraged bets, but it's good for the long-term health of the bull market. So we do not have to worry at all. That's good. That's good. Jesus waiting for since Friday. Oh, yeah. John, don't say Jesus like that. That's using the Lord's name in vain, okay? John, legend. Thank you for coming in, Jesus Rodriguez. And you better believe I'm buying crypto here, okay? Pepe is down to 504 or whatever. Yeah, dude. I just pumped in $1,000 into crypto. So I'm going to be putting in another $2,000 into crypto, and then I might pump in another couple thousand. And of course, I'm going to try to trickle in money as I make it, you know. But a lot of the money that I make, it goes into my Roth IRA and stocks. And there's not a whole lot left for crypto, so I had to take special money out. Okay, when I sold my some of my silver ETF just a couple days ago. I transferred some of that money into my crypto account. So I'm turning paper silver into crypto. And then when that crypto skyrockets, I'm going to turn that into actual physical gold and silver. Okay. Right now, crypto is way more undervalued than the precious metals. So it is the better buy, in my opinion. Now, that might seem crazy, but yeah. If you don't have any silver, silver is always the better buy. But if you already have silver, you already have some crypto, right now crypto is cheaper. Okay? Crypto is on sale. Silver is not. Well, you could say that silver is on sale because silver just crashed all the way down to 85. So silver is kind of on into cryptocurrency in 2026. We're getting ready for the 2028 Bitcoin halving, okay? By that time, the interest rates should be down at 0. So 2028 might be the year to become a crypto millionaire. But 2026, 2027 might be accumulation years, okay? So this is how you get rich. It takes time. So COMEX raised silver margin requirements on Wednesday. They have a new system now where they're going based off of your entire net worth inside your account. Like however much money you have in your account, you can only buy so many silver contracts based on that. Okay? So they're changing the way that the margin requirements are, I guess. But yeah, Fed chair nomination is also historically a hawk. Yeah, that guy is a hawk. He's not a dove, okay? But, neither is Jerome Powell. There's not too many yeah, that was the big one. So they didn't lower the rates, and Trump appointed a new Fed chair, which was his name. What was his name? I forgot his name. Likes high interest rate and strong dollar. The markets are, yeah, exactly, my music. I heard about that as well on some of my research, that Trump appointed this dude. That's bearish for the metals. So the metals could come down a bit, and they could trade in a range. And then they're going to rocket at some point in the future. But so far, we've had a nice mini gold and silver bull run, and that has awakened probably a new generation that just witnessed what happened with silver skyrocketing. Now a new generation is awake, and they're watching the price of silver, and they're going to be sitting there waiting to buy. Okay? A lot of people are going to freaking buy massive amounts of silver if silver keeps dropping. So the price will get support. We'll get support. Even though this guy's a hawk, doesn't mean they won't be forced to lower interest rates. Okay? If we get a recession, they're going to be forced to lower the rates. So appointing a hawk is kind of like misleading the markets. They're still going to lower the rates, I think. But who knows, guys? We're going to have to wait and see. Thoughts on the processed meat market? I'm not a big fan of processed meats. I know that they put the red dye in a lot of beef to help it sell, and it's a carcinogen. You shouldn't eat it. A lot of the meat out there you just should not eat. You got to find a butcher that knows their stuff, and they don't do artificial stuff to their meat. You got to find the right place, okay? I guess they say bison is healthier too. Fake chain, wear your hat like a proper Caucasian. Prodigy, what's up, bro? Is that a Leatherman butterfly? Leatherman butterfly? Oh, it's just a regular butterfly. This has been with us for about the entire time I've been on YouTube. So, and I imagine I'm going to have this knife until I die. It's going to be with the channel forever. It's part of the channel. Kevin Warsh. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it is, to get these interest rates lower, it is like freaking the ultimate hard grind anyways. It's the interest rates are hardly coming down at all anyways. Okay? So appointing this hawk really means nothing. It's like the only way they're going to really lower the rates is if we get negative hiring data or more negative consumer sentiment data, negative PMI manufacturing data. That, that's the only way they're going to lower the rates. And that's going to come at a time in the future, and it's going to surprise all of us, and everything's going to crash, And then they're going to lower the interest rate to zero. So I didn't even believe that silver and gold were supposed to go yet. I thought we were going to have like probably another year to 2 years before we saw $100 silver. Yeah, that's why I made that prediction, and I said, well, that's also why I don't fully trust this bull run. I think the real bull run is coming. Okay, and I said something else, but whatever. But guys, the real gold bull run is coming. This is like a preliminary run. Probably just a run for the insiders, so to make money. And then prepare for like the real run. Create volatility. Who knows? We're in a bear market, dude. I think so, but the stock market is not indicating that. But I think that we are in a recession. So, but we're going to go into a depression. The crypto gold rush has been over for a few years now, buddy. Yeah. The last good crypto rush was at the end of 2024. Okay. So could we have to wait a couple more years to get another crypto rush? Yeah. The worst case scenario, we're going to have to wait until the next Bitcoin halving, 2028. Okay? So in my mind, that's what I think. We might not get a massive crypto run until 2028. So what do I want to do? I want to buy crypto. 2026 is a good accumulation year. In 2026, we can get crypto cheap. Okay? This is how wealth is made. We're not in a bear. I think we're in a recession, but it still is a bull market as far as stocks go. You might agree with that. We're in like a quiet recession, okay? That they're not telling us we're in a recession. But yeah, that's why I said the stock market does not reflect that we are in a recession, okay? But we are. It's a struggle out there. Everyone's struggling practically. I'm not struggling, but that's because I'm hyper focused on wealth. But most people out there are really struggling in life. They're having a hard time paying their bills, paying off their credit cards, okay? Hey, brother, I was wondering what you think of oil. Now that metals are cooling off, should we be rotating into oil stocks? Yes. I said this months ago. Months ago that we need to be rotating into oil stocks, but not ExxonMobil. It's $141 a share. ExxonMobil is just ridiculous. Okay, take a look at Brazil. That's a stock. That's an oil stock that's way undervalued. See, Exxon is at its all-time high. Why? Because it's included in your 401k and all that BS. It's just being pumped up. ExxonMobil is just being pumped. Okay? Same as all these big ones. But the ones that are not being pumped up are like foreign ones, like Brazil. These are the ones that are highly undervalued. Okay? But they're still valued by pension funds and different retirement funds and a lot of individual investors. It's just they're not really included because it's not a U.S. stock. So it's not valued by the elites, by by the U.S. So I think foreign oil stocks are some of the better ones, though. So look at Brazil. We should be, yes, like I said, I sold some of my AGQ, the silver ETF, and I lightened my positions on my options, on my silver options. And I was buying Brazil. I must have bought $3,000 worth in the past week. So, and that has a massive dividend. So I'm for real. So I'm I got over $10,000 of it now. Probably well over 12,000 actually. So yeah, we gotta load up. Don't sell your physical silver to buy a stock though. You got to keep your physical assets and just start adding oil stocks as you can. Okay. And what is my favorite oil stock? WTI. It's going for about $2 a share. Okay. And I think that one could go somewhere between $12 and $15. So that's going to be the next TerraWolf when the oil rush hits. Okay. You've seen how easily these banks can take up gold and silver. Wait till they get interested on oil again. Okay, that's probably going to be what they hit next. They're probably going to hit oil next, and it might not be for a little while. You know, it might not be for 6 months or a year, but when they hit oil, it's gonna shoot up, and it's a place where you're going to want to be. Oil, you're going to want to be in an oil bull market. Okay, an oil bull market. It's a lot easier to be in than a gold bull market, because a gold and a silver bull market will either shake you out or wear you out or scare you out. Okay, that's why it sucks to be in a gold bull market, because there's so many corrections and crashes. But in an oil market, it's a little bit easier, a little bit better. The profits can come a little bit faster when it gets going. You won't have to wait for years. So you're going to want to be in oil, in my opinion. Oil is going to be the next gold, you know. But then again, yeah, copper is going to be the next silver. Oil is going to be the next gold. Hey, brother, I was wondering, but yes. Definitely in a bear market in some asset classes. Yeah, crypto's in a bear market, for sure. That's why I like it. I like to find the asset that has been hated on the most, that's down the most, and then I like to buy that. So let's check out the price of Bitcoin right now. I was going to plan on like working out. I still am. Going to work out, guys. Going to get my pre-workout ready. So everyone thinking crypto is over gets me really bullish and only encourages me to buy more. Yes. Yeah, I think we should be buying crypto at these prices. We should be dollar cost averaging. I know it's very demoralizing when you put in $1,000 and then just boom, crypto drops again. You just lost all your 1,000. But guess what? You didn't lose all your 1,000. Temporarily maybe, but you're accumulating more and more and more cryptos. So that when the bull market does come, when we get zero interest rates, you're going to make extra money. You're going to make a massive amount of money. You're going to make generational wealth. Kind of like I'm making in silver right now, generational wealth. That's the goal. Got to make enough money to build an empire for your family. You got to actually make positive changes happen. That takes money, usually. It takes a lot of money to make positive influences on your family name throughout history. It takes a lot of money. If you want to start a business, you want to become a well-known entrepreneur, you want to increase your social status, you got to start chasing money, okay? Just like me. Got to chase that paper. So, yeah, the crypto is not over. No, it's not over by a long shot. It's just presenting itself. It's like they're telling us, here, buy this crypto. It's so darn cheap. So Bitcoin today, 77,000. So Bitcoin is pretty low. XRP $1.60. I think XRP still needs to go down to 50 cents. That's why I think that, we're not done yet. This crypto is not done falling because XRP is way overinflated. It's at $1.60. The normal range for XRP is 50 cents. So I'm thinking XRP is still way overinflated here. So a lot of these cryptos are still too high, but they are coming down. Okay, like I used to do crypto special videos, and I used to tell you guys, you would always say, "Look at this crypto," and I was like, "Oh, that's too high. It needs to come down. That's too high. It needs to come down." I was right. They were all too high, and they needed to come down. So I told you guys, I was trying to save you guys. I didn't want you to buy cryptos at those very high prices. Hey guys, I'm one of the best crypto guys out there that there is. The only problem is I've not been in crypto that long, so I have not made tons and tons of money in it yet. First time I got into crypto, I had nothing. So I just started putting in money. And then I got up to about 20,000 and then I sold all of it. And now I'm accumulating again. And I have more crypto now than I have ever had. But my account is also lower than it was. Okay? It just tells me that we're in a bear market. That's all. Crypto is just it's in a bear market. Every market fluctuates. Okay? So today I'm having one of these Bottle House Farms. Bottle House. Pretty good quality, I guess. I like them. But I'm going to put in some pre-workout. Let's just check the comments real quick. When silver crashed 30%, I bought on Friday. Why wouldn't you? Well, I was panicking that day, and my back hurt, and I was laying in bed. I couldn't even get up to do a video. That's a day that I was panicking a little bit, because I had so much going wrong, and I was thinking like I'm getting into a negative cycle here. I can't let that happen. So I kind of snapped out of it. It's easy to have your negative thoughts just compound, and when you notice that's happening, you got to snap out of it. But I think that you probably did a good thing. If you bought silver on Friday, if you bought the physical, you're good. Just hold it. And eventually it's going to go well over $100 again. If you bought stock, you're going to be good. But, I mean, right now, silver stock prices are still a little bit, frothy, as they say. Silver Corp still at $10. But, yeah. Silver and gold prices, the stock prices are still really high. But remember, though, silver is well over $50. Gold is still almost $5,000. So these companies are going to be making money either way. These mining companies like Barrick Gold, First Majestic Silver, they're still going to be making mad money. Okay? Even if gold and silver keep dropping a little bit more. So these stocks are entering a new era, I think. The prices are going to start to go up, and they're going to stay up. And yeah, when we have dips when these gold stocks and silver stocks dip, they're not going to dip down to their all-time lows. It's just going to be a temporary dip, There's take my calcium. Yeah, this is real. Yeah. This has got about an ounce of gold. And this was worth $5,600 before Friday. It's worth $5,600 almost. And now it's worth about $4,900. So it just lost like $600 in value. $650 or something in value. Just because gold crashed. And I don't care, When this thing was up to $5,600, I didn't want to sell it. If it drops down to $2,000, I'm not going to want to sell it. I'm going to want to buy more. Got to get some pills. Got to have my pills. All right. So, is that the correct set of mine? Ninja, I sold out of crypto months ago. Yeah. At these prices, I'm going to start buying again. I think we should, in my opinion. Yeah, we should be checking out different cryptocurrencies. I look at the ones that have fallen the most, okay? You got to look at the ones that are on your top 100 list, because those ones are always going to be popular. So look at the top 100 cryptos, and then search for all the ones that have suffered the most losses, okay? Look for all the ones that are still extremely popular, but they're way down. Those are the ones you buy, okay? And there are lots of them out there. Pepe, Bonk, Shiba Inu, ICP. Ronin is one of my favorites. Ronin. Ronin. They're all at the low end of the ranges, And everyone's distracted. People are all looking at what the Fed's doing. They're looking at what Trump's doing. They're looking at gold and silver. So a lot of investors are distracted. That means this is our time to strike. While the other crypto buyers are looking at other stuff, we got to step in and buy. Okay? I firmly believe that. This is the time. This is the time to start dollar cost averaging on crypto. If you want to get rich. And guys, a lot of you guys, you can't invest. You're too scared. Because as soon as you put in, $1,000 and it drops to $900, you're going to panic. You're saying, I just lost $100. So many people are like that. You lose a tiny bit of money and then you panic. So you don't stick around for the real gains. Okay? A lot of investors give up way too soon. Okay? Even if you put in $1,000, if it drops down to $500, you shouldn't give up. That should tell you to invest more. And you gotta stay true to your original idea. But gotta have a little bit of mushroom powder. Mushroom. So, we got any good questions or anything like that, guys? Did you buy more silver on Friday? I didn't, no. But I am going to consider buying a GQ. I'm going to see if I can and make a nice silver purchase as well. I want to. I sold some of my paper silver, so now I'm going to try to buy some real silver with that. I'm going to be making a silver purchase. I'm going to be making more crypto purchases, and I'm going to be making more oil stock purchases. So I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff with my account. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff. Live broke. Must have broke. What do you think about Doge? I like Doge. We just lost all our viewers though. But yeah, Dogecoin is down to about 10 cents. So, dude, I'm a big fan of Dogecoin. But I don't have that much of it. I would like to buy more, so yeah. Doge is one of those that I gotta get more. I have about 20 different cryptos. But you can never have enough crypto. What about the crypto list for the Patreon members? I gotta do that today. Yeah. I have to do that today after my workout. I also had a buddy, he wants me to go over to his house, but I'm not even going to do that. I'm just going to try to work on stuff for the YouTube today. My muscles just blocked the Wi-Fi. Yeah, it blocked my internet. I mean, it's my muscle has such high density that is possible. I got very dense muscle fibers. Yeah. We got to get on TikTok as well. So, we can check out a few cryptos and see how we're doing. So the fear and greed index is down big time, down to 18. Okay, wow. The average crypto RSI is highly oversold, so that's another signal that we should be buying. Okay, and altcoin season. It's all leaning towards Bitcoin dominance right now, and the altcoins are doing very, very badly. So that's another sign that we should be buying altcoins. And the crypto market cap is down to 2.6 trillion. And that's another sign we should be buying crypto, okay? Because I have said, I believe that The crypto market cap is going to go over $10 trillion. Okay? And it's even going to go over $20 trillion. So, yes, I see these are signs that we need to be buying crypto. You know, I think silver and gold is a more solid, more stable asset, but we can make money on crypto and use that money to buy more gold and silver. All right? And there are some cryptos that, you know, you're going to want to hold on to over time, and 10 years from now they could be worth a fortune, okay? Like Shiba Inu. I'm going to be holding on to some of my Shiba for 10 years. All right? Some of it I'm going to pass down to my son, if I have a son. And hopefully he can pass some of it down to his son, as well as silver and gold. You got to keep silver and gold in the family as well, because that's real wealth. But yeah, we'll get there. I'm going to do the Patreon video today, okay? So, yeah, Bitcoin 77,000. It's down 11% in the past week. Ethereum, wow, I didn't even see this. Ethereum is down almost 18% in the past week. Okay, thanks for the 100. Somebody just sent 100. So yeah, Ethereum 2,300. Wow. I didn't even know, man. Ethereum was really tanked. BNB, I don't do that one. XRP, $1.59. Everything's tanking right now. But I still think XRP, the normal price is about 50 cents. So that tells me, you know, because XRP is still hyperinflated, I think that the crypto market still has further to fall, okay? But that's good, okay? Because we can just keep on buying into the dip. You know, and a lot of people say they can't keep buying every dip because they can't afford to keep putting money into it, okay? Well, don't put that much in then. Don't put all your money in and then think that there's not going to be another dip. No. There's always another dip. Just like on Star Wars. There's always a bigger fish. Okay? There's always another dip. I don't even know what I'm saying here. But you get the point. Okay? So buy a little bit. If it dips again, buy a little bit more. So you can keep buying the dips. You don't want to you don't want to run out of money and then you can't buy the last dip. You want to be buying that last final dip, because that's where the most of the money is going to be made. Okay? So you guys, you definitely got to keep some cash in your account. Always keep cash, so if we do get that crazy dip, you can buy. But yeah, XRP, it's coming down nice. Just like I said. Remember? I sold XRP at 275. And then it actually proved me wrong, and I kept on going up higher. And then it went over $3, I think. But I ultimately was right. And XRP is coming way, way, way down. So that's good. And we just had someone today, they want these cryptos to come down so the insiders can buy them. They had someone come out today from XRP, the CTO or something. He said that even the insiders at XRP are saying that XRP is overinflated. Okay? I'm telling you, they want these cryptos to come down. Okay? Just like with ICP. The insiders told Jerry Banfield to probably walk. They told him to don't even make any more crypto videos. They're going to bring them back when they want the bull market to happen, okay? These crypto bull markets, they're totally engineered. They're totally manipulated, okay? And it's a lot easier to engineer them around the time of the halving, but the interest rates also have to be supportive of Bitcoin too. The last halving, the interest rates were not supporting Bitcoin because they were too high. So the next halving in 2028, that might be when we get rich, okay? So I think it's good to accumulate. More. Look at that. Solana all the way down to $101. I said that thing could go down to $30. Okay? And yeah, we're coming down nice. Solana's down to 101. I get, finally, I told you. I told you, I tried to save a lot of you guys. I told you don't buy these high prices, you know? So I think that Solana could come down to somewhere between $10 and $40. Okay? But there's no guarantees about where we're coming down. But yeah, so Solana could go somewhere down to $10. If Solana goes to $10, that means it's got to lose the vast majority of its value still. Okay? I am not holding any Solana whatsoever. I think it's going to go down, 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 down. I think it's going to go to $35. Okay, somewhere's around there. So let's move on to the next crypto. Tron. Tron is way up. It's one of the few cryptos that is just continues to skyrocket. Okay, so this must be a really good project. But it's very popular because I've heard a lot of the YouTubers pump it up. Cryptos R Us, he always pumps up Tron. And I think that, you know, it doesn't look good here to buy that one. It's one of the only cryptos that's pumped up. I don't like that. Dogecoin, 10 cents. Bitcoin Cash, $519. Cardano's down quite a bit. We're not getting any super chats, so I'll put it back on all messages. So, Tron, good move too. Ponzi coin to the moon, my guy. Ponzi scheme coin. But look at that, Cardano, yeah. Cardano is it's a hugely popular one. Very popular on, they talk about it on Kitco. They talk about it all over the place. Cardano down to 28 cents. So it's actually at a good level. Yeah. Cardano is actually at a pretty good level where you could buy this and you could feel reasonably confident that we might be somewhat close to the floor. Okay. But before, Cardano has been as low as 2 cents. So we might still be very high off of the floor. So that's why you don't want to go all in here, okay? If you go all in on Cardano or any crypto or Solana, and then you could still drop massively. So that's why you want to spread your money around, only buy a little bit at a time, focus in on the ones that you like. So welcome to the live, guys. Yeah, like and subscribe, best stock analysis and crypto picks to the Patreon. Yeah, guys, join the Patreon to get the best stock tips and silver and gold analysis. Nah, nobody's joined the Patreon in weeks. It's tough. It's tough out here for us content creators. But just like that in any business, every business is tough. Okay? It's a fugazi phantom, a figment of my imagination. A second cousin to Roger the Rabbit. Fugazi. Let's take a look at Ponzi coin. See if I can find it. Ponzi. There it is. Well, there's actually 2 of them. Ponzi coin. Yeah, I mean, I want to buy it just because, you know. I think that'd be cool. Ponzi. See if I can buy it. Guys, you got to join the Patreon, support the channel. There's not even enough people watching us to get anyone to join the Patreon. Yeah, this stream's going nowhere right now. I should probably end it. But I'm a glutton for punishment, guys. Let's just keep it going, I guess. Whatever. Keep it going. Stellar Lumens is coming down too. Damn, Bitcoin's crashing right now. 76,500. It's crashing right now when I'm talking. Okay, let's take a look at, yeah, Stellar Lumens is coming down, but I think it's 17 cents, but I still think it could fall all the way down to 3 or 5 cents. So, Stellar Lumens, I'd rather short that right now. I'd rather short a lot of these cryptos, you know? But I don't do that. Sui Sui is $1.10. It's down 20%. This is one that I told you guys, you shouldn't buy. It's way too expensive. Because Sui was around $4. And I was like, don't buy it, guys. It's going to go down. And now we're at $1. Okay? I told you guys, nobody can predict these crypto markets like me. Because I understand how the minds work of the people that are controlling the crypto market. Okay? I understand the mind of a market maker because I learned from one. So that's why I can predict these moves in crypto so easily. How do you dollar cost average? I buy the same amount every week. Oh. How do I dollar cost average? It seems like you're following a strategy. That's a good strategy to follow, but I would just say keep the amount that you put in the same, Put in $50 a week and just keep it at $50 a week. And if you really want to, sometimes you can put in extra. Like if you think we just got a huge crash, then you throw in an extra $500 or $1,000 that you've been saving, That's how I do it. Just try to put in a consistent small amount, but every once in a while during these crashes, just start throwing money at it. And then you try to build up your money back for the next crash. And whenever we get a crash, just keep buying every dip. I know it's scary to do, to buy all these dips, because there's always going to be another dip. But once you actually do it, once you buy that last dip, you're going to get crypto so cheap that when it comes back up, you're going to make probably 50 times your money, You want to buy every dip. You have to buy every dip because you don't know what dip is the last. So, meme coins got hit the hardest in crypto. Yeah, because they're speculative. They have performed terrible over the last year, yes. But there's still some good ones building and not scamming people. Yeah, okay. The right memes can give you the biggest returns. Yeah. That's why I like ICP. I think that's the best one. I like Shiba Inu because it's deflationary. Okay. Pepe is deflationary too. It has a max supply of 420 trillion, but it's supposed to be deflationary. So they're supposed to be burning Pepe, but we don't actually know how much Pepe they're burning. So I got to look more into that. Seems like nobody has a real answer. But with Shiba Inu, we actually know how much they're burning. So I think Shiba Inu is a lot better than Pepe. But Shiba Inu also has a larger supply. But crypto is a scam, yeah. And a lot of people feel that way, especially if they've lost money. But I haven't lost money on crypto really. Lately, I've been buying and it's been dipping, so I've been losing a little bit of money there, yes. But for the most part, I've made a lot of money on crypto. I feel like there's mostly all scams. It's probably 90 to 92 or 94%, maybe even higher. All scams. But it doesn't matter. You can make money on a scam, And guess what? If they scammed you once, okay? If XRP scammed you once, if they pumped it up once, they'll scam you again, okay? They're going to try to pump it up again. So it's not over. It's not over. Yes, most cryptos are scams, but the game is not over, okay? And, a meme coin and a scam is not necessarily the same thing, A meme coin, it's kind of like it's a scam that's so obvious that people don't care. They want to invest in it, because, for whatever reason. So I don't think a meme coin is actually a scam. Because they're telling you what it is. It's saying, we are a meme coin. We don't do shit. So meme coins are honest. So that's why I don't consider them scams. Yeah. It's a freaking meme. It's garbage. We all know that. Then why do we buy it? Beats me. People are crazy. But you got to get in on this stuff. We got to get in on it. Okay? Definitely possible. Just consider the institutional investments now. The floor is way higher than it was in 2022. I think so. okay? Well, not on Shiba Inu, okay? Shiba Inu is pretty dead. But the floor is higher. So meaning that Solana might never go down to $10. Okay? Meaning that XRP, it might never go back down to 50 cents again. So this guy is saying that there could be higher floors and I think that's probably true. Okay? I think that's true. Unless we get a massive, massive stock market crash. Then everything's going to go through the floor. Okay? It's going to go through the floor. But I'm talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the meme coins can be so crazy. But yeah, for Bitcoin and Ethereum, I think that there is going to be a higher floor as well. Yeah. Absolutely. You know. Shiba is where it started 5 years ago. I really like Shiba Inu. And Shiba Inu, it still is a young coin, relatively speaking. There's no telling how high the price could go in 5 to 10 years. Okay? We could be at a whole nother stratosphere on Shiba Inu, Pepe, Bonk, on a lot of these cryptos because they're going to start to inflate the currency. Okay? They're going to start inflating, printing more money, and that money finds a place to go. It's going to go into crypto. It's going to go into gold. It's going to go into stocks. It's going to go into speculative assets, you know. And what speculative asset has declined the most? Crypto, okay? I think money is going to flood into crypto when the time comes. So you want to be buying every dip, guys. Every dip. Good point, my music. I was thinking... Getting back, yeah. If Bitcoin fell to 30 to 40, I would get in. I don't really have much Bitcoin, but I would buy. Yeah, I would be buying Bitcoin if it falls to $30 to $40. I would probably pick up a little bit. I'm a fan of the meme coins though. I like the Shiba Inu, the Dogecoin, Origin token, Pepe, stuff like that. I don't like XRP. I think that one's the bigger scam. XRP is it's a garbage scam company with fraudsters that are controlling it, like Brad Garlinghouse. Okay, these guys are fraudsters. All right? They're masters of scam. That's just what it is. But I've already said that like a billion times. The XRP is nonsense. Gold will rise, yes. I live in Iran, and we are sure that USA will save us. Good luck, buddy. The USA is going to bomb your ass, okay? We ain't saving you. So, XRP metal blockchain, bro. Sorry if you bought Trump coin. Horror's crypto fake. You get fooled by... Good job. 50 is the new floor for Bitcoin. Maybe. 50. These guys with these big companies, they should have been, if these guys were really smart, they would have been selling crypto at 125,000, you know? I bet you these guys were in their own personal portfolios. I bet you in Brad Garlinghouse's portfolio, he was dumping XRP, you know, and he was telling you to buy it. That's how they do it. That's how these insiders do it. They'll lie to you and do the opposite thing. But yeah, so yes, all crypto is a scam. All these CEOs of these cryptos, they're pretty much all scam artists. But that's okay. Because when they scam you once, they pump them up and dump them, they're going to do it again. All right? They're going to pump Bitcoin up probably to 500,000 in the future. And they might even pump up Bitcoin to 1 million. Okay? But remember that gold and silver is the only real money. Bitcoin is not money, okay? These countries are not stockpiling Bitcoin. Banks are not stockpiling Bitcoin. They're stockpiling on gold. This right here. This is what the central banks want. Okay? Give me a Bitcoin. You can't. Why do you think this is so valuable right now? Because you can have it right in your hand. Bitcoin, you can't do that. All right? Think it's becoming increasingly likely. This guy's not a big fan of meme coins. I'm not either, really. But they are kind of fun to get into. So, like, yeah, at first I hated them. I hated crypto for so long. And I still do, except I realize it's lucrative now. So I try to make it fun, you know, as fun as I can. So it keeps me in, you know. But yeah, crypto it is a lot of fun because there's so many different ones. It's something that you just got to get into. You got to start buying some crypto. Just buy stocks of actual companies if you don't want to be hands-on. Buy ETFs like S&P 500, NASDAQ, and close your eyes for 10 years. Yeah, if you don't close your eyes for those 10 years, you will probably sell too early. Okay? But if you buy a stock and you hold it for a long time, most likely it's going to go. I'm a big fan of buying stocks and holding, and just watching my net worth go up, rather than keep continuously selling and cashing in, because then you're going to have to keep on paying your taxes. You know, you're better off buying high quality stocks that are going to grow over time, than to keep on trying to cash in. Buy, you know, a certain portion of your portfolio should just be stocks that you buy and you hold, and don't even worry about selling. Okay. The people that have become the richest are the people that have died. Because when you're dead, you can't sell. So those people that are dead and they have stock portfolios, they've grown very well. But if you're alive and you're attempting to trade your portfolio, you might not go anywhere. Okay? You might not get very far. But if you're an excellent trader, then yeah, you should trade and pay your taxes, you know. But for the average person, you're better off just accumulating high quality stocks, dividend stocks, buying gold and silver, and then selling a little bit when you need to. If you have multiple assets and you need money, find out what asset that you have that you've made the most money on, trim a little bit off the top to pay your bill or whatever, to buy your next car in cash or buy your house, pay off whatever. But we all know there's so many different strategies to investing, okay? I try to do a little bit of everything. Iran, dude, make sure you looking at USA hitting you again. Sorry, bro. Make sure you duck USA looking at hitting. Iran's looking at hitting us again. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. We got way better air defense than you, okay? We got better missiles than you. All right? I ain't scared. Just buy stocks of actual Trump coin, $60 to $4. She's a beauty. Trump coin, yeah. That was a scam and a half by Trump. Trump is the biggest scammer of them all. A lot of you guys didn't know that. Yeah, there it is. Trump. Wow. Yeah. Trump official. Let's see if I can buy it. I want to pick up a little bit. Yeah, it's number 60. It's not tradable on Coinbase. I can't even buy it. So I'm not going to look at it. There's no reason to. They should get it on Coinbase, though. That's not fair that they don't have it on Coinbase. That's so messed up. So, hey, Matt Owen, I'm doing great. Word of advice, people. Don't take advice from a knucklehead. Oh, I don't need to read that comment. It's a slow scam. Yeah, slow burning. It's dying slowly. John doesn't understand XRP. It's all good, though. I'm like one of the few people that understands XRP. I think that, 99% of new retail investors don't understand XRP. And then like probably 1% of retail traders know that XRP is a scam. There's other people like me that we know it's a scam. I'm not the only one. But the majority of people will be deceived, and the elites count on this. And they know this. They know that people are going to be they're able to lead you to the slaughter just like a sheep. These elites take advantage of you, and they tell you that XRP is good, and it's not. Okay? It's only good if you're buying it right before a pump. It's not good to hold on to like long term, I don't think. All right, and it's definitely not good to buy XRP after a pump. You got to buy it dirt cheap. Because XRP is so shitty, you got to buy that thing dirt cheap. Otherwise, I don't want to buy it at all. All right? Shiba team have launched thousands of coins and scammed so much from the crypto community. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure a lot of people are not acting appropriately. They're abusing their power, even within the Shiba Inu community, without a doubt. And it's depressing. Yes, they originally had good intentions, but greed took over. Yeah, greed always takes over. Okay, you got to be very careful with greed in your own life. How old is everyone in here right now? Just curious. Most of my viewers are between like 30 and 45 years old, right around in there. I sub your channel. 77, but identify as a millennial. My music Gen X is 77, but he follows music from the 90s and the 2000s. Shit, that's cool. I mean, stocks are a scam. Yeah, to a certain extent, because they can manipulate the share structure. They can create more stock, just like the U.S. government can create more money, you know, just like they can mine more gold and more silver. But a lot of stocks are scams, especially penny stocks. So you could stay away from penny stocks if you want. I actually steer towards penny stocks, but I'm very careful with how I pick them. Okay? But yeah, stocks are a lot of scams too. Show your portfolio. Give me money and I'll show it maybe. I could look it up right frickin' now, right here. Give me something, make it worth my while. Because I don't like to show people my money, okay? But yeah, you give a big enough donation and I'll show everyone right here and right now. But I don't think you guys are going to do that. It doesn't matter, you know. Doesn't matter anyways. John's right. You can't time the market. Buy good companies. The fundamentals don't change. Hold through the volatility. Yeah. Because, you know, a lot of people panic at the wrong time. And you're better off holding. Most people sell when you're getting kind of down there at the bottom. And then when you sell it, the insiders, they pick it up from you and they end up making the money. Okay, kind of like what I just did on AGQ. I just sold my AGQ. Probably an insider bought it from me. And now when the market opens back up, he's probably going to make all the money. You know, I already made money and I'm just I passed it on though. But I'm going to buy AGQ back, okay? Because that's the best physical silver position that there is. Yeah, if you wanted to buy paper silver, buy AGQ. It's down to $150, but I have a feeling it might spike to over 200 on Monday. We'll have to wait and see. So, yeah, thanks My Music for the good words again. Hey Rich, I sub your channel. You dress like a lesbo. Buy good companies at good prices and don't look at the daily moves too much. Like I said, silver sucks. No, silver doesn't suck. It's the best. Why should it? You know, I sometimes I call gold the crusher of dreams, because just when you think it's going to keep exploding, that's when it crashes. Okay. But silver, if gold is the crusher of dreams, then silver is the crusher of souls. It's the taker of souls. You saw what happened. It went from 120 to 75 an ounce in one day. That was definitely a manipulated crash, okay? I told you silver will be manipulated higher, and it was. And now silver is being manipulated lower. Guess what's going to happen next? Probably going to be manipulated in a sideways range, you know, and then it's going to go up again. But yeah, guys, just remember, relax, okay? Silver will be up over $120 again soon. I don't think it's going to take a long time, okay? So just chill, just relax. This is not going to be like every other bull run where silver crashes back down. We have chart structures that lead us to believe that silver is entering a new reality. This is all part of the growth process, okay? We're seeing massive reverberations after that crazy bull run We're just seeing the reverberations, okay? So silver is going to continue to go crazy, and then it's probably going to stabilize and then begin to climb higher. I think that's what's going to happen. We'll have to wait and see what's going to happen at 6 o'clock. So silver is the best. I made so much money off silver. Yeah, nice, dude. Just keep holding. Keep holding on to your physical. You will become very wealthy, I think. Yeah, if you hold physical silver right here at $85, it's like holding Bitcoin at 1,000. Okay? I'm trying to make this comparison. And I think it's true. All right? Holding silver right now is like holding Bitcoin 10 years ago. It's in its infancy. We just broke out of a massive cup and handle. Silver going into a new reality. It's going to go up to $200, $300, $400. And this is a shakeout. Okay? We've had shakeouts. All right? Let's take a look at some of these shakeouts. Let's just look at, gold, okay? So here's a shake. Let's look at some of these shakeouts, guys. So we had a decent shakeout here, but not that decent. But this right here was a good shakeout. See how this was small? This was bigger, and then this was much bigger. So it's going to get crazier. They're going to get bigger. So this little drop right here, this big drop right here. What do you think is going to happen when we come back up to here? It's going to be a big drop, a big one. Okay? So we're going to small, bigger. It's going to get even bigger. All right, guys? It's going to be crazy. Silver is going to pump up to probably $300, $400. It's going to be a big crash. Big. Silver will shake you out. Silver is not for everybody. Okay? It's not for everybody. Because a lot of people can't handle it. They can't handle. They're scared. They're scared to lose money. If you're invested in silver, there will be days where you lose money. You'll be up $20,000, and then all of a sudden, you're only up 10. It's like, shit, I just lost 10,000. It's scary, guys. I mean, I say silver is not for everyone, but everyone should own it. Okay? But a lot of people, you own it, but you're too scared. You're too skittish. You say, as soon as the price goes up, you want to go and sell it. That's not the way to look at it. So this guy says his mom's in a hospital. All right, I hope your mom gets better, dude. All right. Lord, please help this man's mom to fully recover and become the strongest version of herself. Okay. If you eat a carnivorous plant, are you still a vegan? If you eat a carnivorous plant, yeah, you're still a vegan, yeah. Absolutely. Well, because that plant just ate meat. Bro, who cares? Who cares? This guy's going to buy more silver right now. I should, too. I just want to see what happens at 6 o'clock. But I need to place an order for at least a few ounces. Okay, how much to see that belly button? 10 billion. Yeah, don't ask gay questions, guys. We ain't gay here, okay? But take a look at this. So yes, we have these a nice solid line right here, and you see it broke out. Whenever it breaks out like that against a nice channel, it's usually going to come back down and retest that channel. Okay, so take a look at this line right here. This is the most important line. Is this going to stop here and then start coming back up? That's what I want to see. Are we going to stop? We could come down a little bit more right down here and then start working our way back up. So just keep an eye on this line right here. All right. We got to see how silver does when it retests that uptrend. Okay. And if it falls below, then that's going to be terrible. If it goes below like, I mean, yeah, if gold goes below like 4,500, then we're gonna have to start looking at downside targets. Okay, it sucks. We were just looking at upside targets, and now we're gonna have to start thinking about possibly looking at downside targets. But I don't want to jump to conclusions here, guys, because we don't know what's gonna happen. Um, Silver could hit that line, that trend line, and then just boom, boom, start climbing. That's very possible. So I'm not really worried right now. Let's just wait and see what happens at this trend line. That's good water, dude. What if sends a super chat like 50 to find out. Do it and find out. Send me $50. Sure, I'll take it. But yeah, we've seen a nice retracement. Gold's retraced, and we're right back down to this line. So, I mean, we're right back down into the accumulation line. So, and that is when I sell it. Yeah, if it breaks down, if the chart starts to look real bad, you know. But a lot of my positions I'm not going to sell no matter what, because I'm just collecting dividends, and over time, our silver and gold stocks are gonna reach new levels, you know. So, would you recommend investing right now? Yeah. When everyone's feeling good, it's time to sell. When everyone says it's over and it's crashing, it's time to buy. Yeah, that's why it's time to buy crypto, because people are extremely bearish on crypto. That's why that's what I'm buying. Guys, hit that subscribe button. We're right in the prime time for making videos. 4:30. It's a good time. Early afternoon is really good for videos, and then late afternoon. Last night I uploaded like 5 videos, and none of them got hardly any views. But I'm going to start uploading videos like at a better time, maybe. Should I buy gold or silver? I would say both. Both. I would say buy some platinum too, okay? You can start off with silver. Then when you save up a bit more money, then you can buy some gold. All right? China regarding silver. No, other than I heard that they're just draining the U.S. vaults, okay? That's what I heard, is that all of our silver is going over to China, and insiders over there are buying it. Epstein leaks. That stuff's all true, probably. But, because, you know, these guys are in some kind of Freemason clan or some kind of a club, and they have to do all this crazy shit. They got to go to Epstein Island and do all this crazy stuff so that if they ever turn against the powers that be, then the powers that be can expose them. You know, whatever. There's probably videos of Trump doing crazy shit that it's probably sick. But whatever, you know. I don't care about Trump. I care about my own money. I buy my silver at Provident Metals. All right? Provident Metals. They're the best place for silver. Emergency rations, yes. This guy used to work at Wendy's. Good for you, dude. You can learn a lot. I love fast food. You can learn a lot working at fast food. You learn how to run a company, run a shift, manage a business, manage your inventory. I could run an entire business now. So yeah, you can learn a lot at a place like Burger King, Wendy's, and you really learn the most to humble yourself. You know? You learn that you got to humble yourself. Preferred alcohol. I don't drink beer, but when I did, I used to get those ones called All Day IPA, All Day IPA. The IPAs, yeah. It tastes like grapefruit juice. Someone says, "What's up, bro?" Don't know. I'll check who that is. Probably my buddy Jared. Or Bob, or Charlie, or Dick, or Harry. It's one of those guys. But yeah, that preferred alcohol is Big Ditch. Big Ditch beer. I've been having like slight cravings for alcohol, like every few weeks. But it's pretty easy to shut them down because I've gotten good at it. Your will, whether someone is strong-willed, it all comes down to, do you practice? You have to get a strong will by practicing willpower. Just like to build your muscles, you got to practice lifting weights. The more you say no, the stronger you're going to become. So for me, I can easily turn down alcohol. I don't want to drink anymore. I don't want to become an alcoholic. I don't want to poison my body. So I don't drink at all. And when I see other people, like I see old men coming off of their old construction job, and these old men they're old and they're kind of limping around, but they're always limping out of the store with a 30 rack. Now, why the hell would you do that? Because these men don't have any self-control. They know it's not good for them. They're depressed. They just want to go home and drink their problems away. Maybe their wife left them. Who knows? But drinking alcohol is not the answer. Drinking alcohol will not make that woman come back. It will not help you find a new one. Drinking alcohol is not going to fix your life. It's not going to make your body strong and healthy again. Okay? And for you guys that do have bone problems, arthritis, you can make your body healthy again. But you got to spend a lot of money on healthy food and supplements. Okay? The supplements are very important. Here's my pre-workout. Very important. It's very important to get your pre-workout. Smoke weed. That's very important too for health. Cannabis is important for your mental state, your mental health. And it's a natural remedy too. Yeah. So some people take, pills for depression. I think cannabis is just as good as pills, okay? And it's not a drug either. So, red light therapy, baby. Supplements. What supplement? Calcium. This is a plant-based calcium. That's how you get strong bones. I always take a vitamin D. Always take vitamin D, okay? Especially in the wintertime. I've been taking this wormwood and black walnut and cloves. Take a little bit of that right now. It's multivitamin a scam. Okay. First of all, is platinum still a play? Yes. Platinum's come down to like 2,200. I mean, good luck buying it. You might not be able to have much luck finding it. Platinum is very rare. A lot of websites just don't have a lot of available platinum. Okay. And if they do, you might have to pay a big premium. Platinum remains my second favorite metal. My first favorite is silver. Second favorite, platinum. Third favorite is gold. And then I like copper and nickel. But yeah, dude, platinum it's time to buy it again. It's at a good level to buy now. So yeah, we moved up to about 2,800. Now we came crashing down. So platinum's going to find some support in here. Your main goal with platinum is just you want to accumulate as much as you can get. Okay. If you have 3 ounces of platinum, your goal should be to try to get 4. If you have 4, your next goal should be to get 5. Okay? That's what you got to do. You got to accumulate the metals. That's where it's going to be. And also crypto, and then dividend stocks. That's where really what I do. The metals, crypto, and dividend stocks. That's where all my money is. Okay. I also have, a bunch of cash too. I'm in like 60,000 in cash. Because you got to be ready to buy a dip. Okay. A lot of people might say that's too much cash. I don't think it is. And I've got some places already where I know I'm going to be deploying this cash, such as Petro Brazil and cryptocurrencies like Shiba Inu, ICP, Dogecoin, Cardano. I'm going to buy a little bit probably. So, yeah, I got a lot of cash, but I'm going to be deploying that money now. Okay? I'm not going to go buy a nice truck or a nice car. I'm going to be buying assets. That's what the rich do. Okay? You think the rich people make a bunch of money? You think Warren Buffett drives around in a Bugatti? No. These are just for these people that are flashy. They get rich because they're famous from YouTube. They don't know anything about money, so they just buy Bugattis and shit. Real wealthy people don't really buy shit cars like that cost a lot of money to repair. Really wealthy people, smart people, they'll buy like Lexus or like a nice BMW or Mercedes. The people that buy the Ferraris and the Bugattis, that's just YouTubers mostly, I think, and people that gained wealth quickly. But he said they were sold out of Eagles. Dang. Yeah, dude, we're gonna be having high premiums. We're entering a new reality, Probably $50 is a new floor. So silver, it's only looking up from here. Maybe we go down a little bit more temporarily, but long term, I'm very bullish on silver and gold stocks. Okay, I'm going to be buying AGQ. Yes, and the physical silver is really the best, but for trading, you want to get AGQ because you saw how volatile it is, AGQ is best for trading. And, don't overlook paper silver, okay? A lot of people think only the physical. You should only buy the physical. But guess what happens when you go to try to sell your physical? You're going to have a hard time. If you want to get, well, you can always sell it on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. But you still might even have a hard time if the market's not that strong at a certain time, But with your paper silver, you can click a button, bing, gone. You don't have to meet up with someone on Craigslist. You don't have to drive to a coin shop. You just wake up in the morning, say, oh, I'll sell today. Boop. I sold. I just made $10,000. Well, I want to buy silver today. Boop. I just bought some silver. Okay. So physical silver has its place, but paper silver also has its place. Okay. Especially since AGQ is leveraged. It's 2x leveraged. All right. My best silver mining stock. Best performing, most profitability. They get silver out of the ground for the least cost. I mean, my favorite is Silvercorp Metals, SVM. Okay, it spiked up to about $14. Now it's all the way back down to 10. It could fall to 6 or 7. But I'm holding on to that one. I don't want to have to sell it and pay taxes. I'd rather just keep it for the long run because I think ultimately it's going to go a lot higher. Okay. Same with First Majestic Silver. It's going to go easily to $35, $40. And they got to have these shakeouts, I think we had options expiration. And there's a lot of reasons for a shakeout. A shakeout was kind of needed because the price of silver ran up so fast that they're going to try to shake you out, okay? They're not going to let silver run up to 500 right away. We don't have the conditions yet. It's not ripe for $500 silver yet. You might think it is, but no, not yet. But the conditions for $500 an ounce silver, they're coming, and they're coming fast. Okay? So don't start turning into silver bears on me. You got to stay bullish here, I think. That's good. You got a feeling it's going to be a rough day. Yeah, we can have some rough days. I'm bullish on the markets, though. I became really bullish when everyone said that AI was in a bubble. I was like, I'm a bull now, and I'm bullish. But yeah, we could get a lot of bad days, a lot of scary days. But I'm remaining bullish for right now. But it is what it is, you know. What supplements do I take? I've taken a lot of different stuff. I've taken test boosters before. Taken mainly. I think you should stick to your calcium, your vitamin D, glucosamine, chondroitin. You know, your fish oil. You got to get the omega-3 fatty acids. I take a pre-workout. I always take a plant-based calcium. I take sometimes I take mushroom extracts. I take green vibrant, or yeah, I take green vibrance, and this one's called Perfect Food. I also take joint vibrance, but I don't have that right now. It's very expensive. I only buy it like every couple of months when I can afford to. Because I put all my money into stock, so I can't really afford that many supplements. So, number one car brand for people with over 1 million net worth is Honda. More specifically, a Honda CRV. Yeah, that makes sense to me. And that's why I've always viewed a Honda CRV as like the best car. Because it's all-wheel drive. It's got old school 5-speed transmission. It's got Honda K Series, which is good for probably 300,000 miles, maybe more, 350,000 or more. I've always thought that the Honda CRV was like one of the most intelligent cars to get. So it makes sense to me that that's the number one brand for millionaires. It's just you got to be smart to buy those cars. That's why I was attracted to those cars, is because I'm pretty smart. And yeah, a lot of millionaires I could see that. CRV is like the best. The Honda K Series, unstoppable engine, you know. And it's got timing chain, okay? CRV's got timing chain, not a stupid timing belt. Yeah, timing belts are good, but you have to pay more money to repair them. Well, it's actually less money to repair them, but they break more often, okay? A timing chain is supposed to last for the entire life of the vehicle, but a timing belt has to be redone every like 80,000 miles, okay? I invest in cannabis stocks, but the science is clear. Heavy use risks memory impairment and mental health issues, especially in developing brains. Yeah, but if your brain is already fully developed, yeah, it can give you like a foggy memory a little bit when you're blazing up, you're smoked out of your mind, your weight was way too high. That'll mess up your memory, yes. Chronic overuse. But if you stop, your memory will come back to normal. Everything will come back to normal. Okay, so there's nothing really wrong with cannabis usage if you use it on and off a little bit here and there, or if you only do it like once a day or twice a day. I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan. This guy's watching GameStop. Yeah, GameStop did move up a little bit. It went up to about 25. And BE. I got a yap, guys. Tell us about AGQ. AGQ is a leveraged silver ETF. It's all the way down to about 150 bucks. Crazy. It was up to 400. And now it fell down to 150 in a day. Luckily, I sold all of mine. I panic sold. So I sold everything. And it turns out that I was right, you know. But shit. Scary day. It was scary, dude. I just woke up and I sold it and then I passed out because my back was hurting so bad from shoveling. So I got BlackRock, silver, and Silver Tiger metals. I've heard of both of those. I think I have Silver Tiger. What about BlackRock silver? Let me see that one. BlackRock silver. Let's see where it is. BlackRock silver. BKRRF. Yes, I do think I have this one. Yeah, it's way up, but yeah. Your best bet is to buy a whole bunch of different silver juniors, and you hope that one of them will become more than just a silver junior. You know, you're hoping it'll grow to a mid cap or even a large cap silver producer. That's the dream. Even if that doesn't happen, you can still, these stocks will still go crazy. Okay, I've seen gold and silver penny stocks go ballistic. Like a ground ball to Jeter. Vitamins come from food, not pills. Well, they come from pills too, you know. See this, you know, this is vitamin D. I'll show you. They do come from pills. Yeah. So this is a pill. Okay, there's much more biologically active, but most of the vitamins that I get, they are formed by natural processes. They're not made in a lab. They're made in laboratories, but it's through the growth of different chemicals and stuff that create vitamin D from natural ways. Like, I get my calcium from algae. That shit ain't created in a lab. That comes from legit algae. A lot of the probiotics are created from natural cultures and stuff like that. Most people become like crackheads for weed and must have it to function normally. Yeah, well, you can smoke too much. That's not good. You got to control it. Yeah. Most people don't have any self-control. And that's just something they got to work on. That's okay. They got to work on it. That's all. What do you think about Nio 3? Your best bet is to quit dressing like a tard. Silver is recover, sir. Again, to all this high from India. Hello from India, dude. I like BlackRock silver. They have secured an area in Nevada. They're definitely going to mine soon. All right. BKRRF, BlackRock silver. Let me just make sure I have that one here. BKRRF. BlackRock silver. Okay. Just got to make sure I write it down so I can check it out more later. Have you ever heard of milk? Milk is not good. What book can I read to learn everything about stocks, day trading, please? Just hit that subscribe button. I'll tell you everything about it. You ever heard of fish? It comes from a sea. Yes. Weed comes from the earth, my boy. Yes. Yeah. Weed comes from the earth, the flat earth. You can't knock it till you try it, guys. You can't. Yeah. You can't say it's bad until you actually try it. You got... I don't have Ponzi coin, no. What was your prediction about silver end of this year? Well, I said at the end of the year we could have actually finished pretty bad. Okay? People were asking me about my predictions on silver for the end of the year. I said we might end the year really bad because I don't even think silver's supposed to be running right now. I think this is a preliminary run just for the insiders to make money. And they're letting the precious metals go, probably also because they like that it's taking the pressure off of crypto. I think they want these cryptos to tank so that the insiders can buy them up. So there's reasons they let one thing pump, and then they're going to let something else pump, and then they're going to let something else pump, and gold's going to pump again. It's nothing to worry about. But we could finish off the year pretty bad. It's possible. You know, silver could finish off the year somewhere between 50 and 100. Okay? I don't know where it's going to be, but it could finish off between 50 and 100. Poison oak also comes from the earth. Roll some of that up and smoke it and see what happens. Well, I think that is more or less created by Satan, and weed is created by God. I agree with myself. Should read The Simple Path to Wealth. It's a book. Just take a look. The Simple Path to Wealth. Guys, I found a CD I want to buy, but it costs $550. The Path to Wealth. Let's take a look at this book. The Simple Path to Wealth. Yeah. Maybe I should get that book. You stole fizzy lifting drinks. You bumped into the ceiling. Reset their debt again once revaluation of gold. Yeah, the U.S. wants to revalue gold at a higher level. It's only a matter of time, okay? And there's going to be swings along the way because there's money to be made. These insiders can manipulate the price of gold and make money every step of the way up. Okay? These insiders, they don't just buy gold at 2,000 and wait for it to go up to 20. No, they make money every single step of the way. Every day. Okay? So there's going to be a lot of volatility because that's just money being made. Whenever you see the prices tank, that's money being made by the insiders that went short. The same insiders that know the people, that know the market makers, that control the algorithms that made silver and gold tank. It's all about insiders making money, dude. The Bible is very clear on intoxication. Yeah, it's clear about alcohol. Yeah, dude. It doesn't say anything about weed. Okay? So quit hating, bro. Quit hating. Butter chicken is tasty. Smoke weed. Yeah. Smoke weed every day. That's what you said. I wanna second that. Thank you. Thank you for supporting me. Listen to the book. There's an audiobook. Simple Plan to Wealth. Okay. Encapsulate all he knew about money management. Pokemon, gotta catch them all. Remember, guys, you got to give super chats if you want me to answer your question. We get a lot of questions. If you give a super chat, it'll ensure that I answer it. And I am going to skip a lot of questions on purpose because we got to get those super chats coming in. All right, guys? Quit dulling your already dull brain. You think weed can dull your brain? Well, I think it can, yes. But if used correctly, if you use like you don't want to use an indica when you're trying to come up with new ideas, because that's going to make your brain kind of more tired. But so that could dull your brain, yes, if you use an indica. But if you use a sativa when you're trying to write your book, come up with new ideas, it's going to help your brain. It's going to help you come up with new ideas, new information, make different connections. So I think you got to utilize the right type of weed at the right time. Okay, sativa is more for when you wake up in the morning and you want to get started on your work. Indica is a time when you take indica when you want your brain to shut down and go to sleep. Okay? So, if you don't have a long-term mindset as well, you as well may not play the game at all. Yes, you got to have a long-term goal. Okay? So, what's my goals? To blow up on YouTube, become an online personal trainer, write a book about investing, increase my education, get into real estate. Okay, so those are some of my long-term goals. So you guys got to write down your goals and slap them on your wall. Okay, write down your goals. All right. I'm not hating. I'm not going to read that comment, guys. Remember, you got to get a super chat if you want me to read every comment. Okay. Have you ever been with another? I'm not going to read that comment. You got to give a super chat, guys. That's a totally inappropriate comment. So, flour in the morning, edibles for lunch, dabs for dinner. Thanks. That's it. We actually got a good comment then. Thank you. Thanks for that. How do you stay organized with goals? You just write them down and you put them on your wall. Like, I got written down over here, like... I write stuff down and I put it on the wall. That's how, and I look at it every day. That's what you got to do. And you got to get a master plan. If you get a master plan, you write it down, you're probably not going to forget it. Okay? You got to always bring it back around to your main plan, whatever it is you're doing. You always got to think, does this benefit my master plan? Does going out and partying every day benefit my master plan? No, it doesn't. All right? What's up with that chain, bro? It's a real chain. It's worth about $5,000. Yeah, it's real. So, audio version, yes. I'll discuss Jesus with anyone any time of the day. Would never charge a penny. Yeah, well, I'm trying to make money, dude. I'm using my time to try to make some money. But yes, we could talk about Jesus for free. Sure, I'll do that. But we got to get some money, guys. Got to make some money here. Got a lot of shit I need to be doing. But instead, I'm doing this. All right, guys, give a super chat. Spam 1 in the chat if you think he's... Oh, we got to delete that guy. Yeah, we're just doing 24-hour timeouts now. I'm not even playing around. So, Scam Alert, he says, another excellent book all of you would hate is Small Business Taxes. All right, good book. Yeah, everyone buy that book. Buy the book. The Lean Startup is another incredible book, but none of this... All right, I got to get this book, The Simple Path to Wealth. I'll write it down. Sorry, guys. We don't really have good phone technology. Nobody donated any money for a new phone stand. But that's going to be the next thing we got to work on getting. We got to work on this stuff, guys. I owe you one $5 super chat. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that. This guy just gave me an IOU for a $5 bill on a super chat. Really appreciate that. I can't wait to actually get it. Okay? Thank you. With a 50% savings rate, you and your wife never need to have a car payment, potentially even avoiding house payments. Yeah. Is that what it teaches in that book? I believe that. Buy index funds. That's what... I don't like index funds. I buy individual stocks and precious metals. Invest in the dividends and the things will compound over. Yes, reinvest into dividends. I'm a big believer in the dividend reinvestment. Okay. All right, guys. We don't have any viewers, so we're going to go. This is turning out to be a big waste of time, all right? We haven't hardly made any money. Okay, guys? So, I'm telling you guys, if we don't get a super chat in the next 60 seconds, I'm going to shut this down. All right, guys? I'm putting you guys on the clock. All right, dude. 60 seconds. If we can't get a super chat in 60 seconds, I'm shutting it down. Okay? I really don't have time for your nonsense. All right, guys? 10 seconds. Come on, guys. Gotta give a super chat or I will shut this down. You guys think I'm joking. It says try a different scam. They'll send $20 tomorrow. 30 seconds, guys. Come on, guys. Who's going to save us? Who's going to save us? 38 seconds. All right? This guy says he's going to send 100 next month. Well, that doesn't help me now. That doesn't help me pay my bills now and buy my weed now, does it? All right? Come on, guys. You got to help me buy my next weed bag. All right? You got 9 seconds. Just sent my text. Don't do it. I'm going to... All right, guys. Couldn't even get one super chat to help me buy my weed. All right, guys? I'll see you in the next video. All right, guys? Thank you, everybody.